When I was at school, I had a lot of Asian friends. The older we've got, the more we've grown apart and the more distant we've become, and now we don't even speak.
Well, thanks to Foster's when we're top.
Have you ever been into the house of a Muslim Asian in Blackburn?
Not at all.
Has any Muslim Asian, as far as you know, ever been into your house? Socially?
No.
I feel awkward going down to their house as well, I'd say, because obviously it's different to our houses and how we are.
But what would you feel awkward about?
That I'd not fit in. That probably I'd not fit in.
And the result of our tracker experiment? Our two minicab drivers and their passengers had shared the town centre. Otherwise, their paths hardly crossed.
Where you've been, that's your cab. Those are the red lines there.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's the other cab driver. Those are the green lines.
It's amazing, really, isn't it?
You're overlapping there. You're all, no, that's the town centre, isn't it?
It is, yes. Yeah.
You never ever go up here. What's that?
That's the Wally Range.
That's Wally Range, so that's primarily Asian.
Ian had made a couple of trips into another mainly Asian area, to two long-established working men's clubs, but that was it.
Adams, where from?
Then we showed the same results to Mohammed Nawaz, their separate lives and separate journeys, but sharing the town centre as a destination. Was there anywhere else?
It's either town centre or the hospitals. That's where majority of places where we share on that map.
So they use the same shops, go to the same checkouts, go to the same doctors, go to the same hospitals. Yeah. Anything else?
That's it. It is one town, but it's divided. It's made into two towns.
I think they are still operating on the basis of parallel lives, by which I mean there is not just simply residential segregation, but there is separation in education, in social, cultural, faith, in virtually every aspect of their daily lives, employment too. I think Blackburn and a number of the other northern towns in particular have made some attempt to address that and to deal with those issues. But nevertheless, I think there is evidence that the separation really hasn't improved a great deal, and in some areas it's probably getting worse.
To many whites in Blackburn and elsewhere, the increasing numbers of young Muslim women who are now wearing the full veil is proof that they want to be separate. It was Blackburn's MP, a senior member of the government, who caused a storm when he commented publicly on the veil last year.
I described it, and I was right to do it, as a symbol of separation, because it makes conversation and contact between strangers that much more difficult. Now, when I came out with these observations, no, I was not coming down on one side or the other between the white community and the Asian community. The significant thing about the Asian community is the number of people who said to me, Jack, you were right to raise this. We too have been concerned.
But some ordinary Asians, like our cabbie, said he just made things worse.
I think Mr. Stroh were quite wrong to say that Muslim women should remove the veil. It sort of distanced us again from the community.
So if his intention was to deal with separation, in your opinion, all he's done is to increase it?
Yeah, it's definitely increased it.
3 years ago, there was only one fully veiled student at Blackburn College. Now there are about 40. Whatever the women who wear it intend, the veil has now become a symbol of difference for both sides.
Did you consider what will other people in Blackburn, in the community, think of this?
Not really, because my religion is it teaches me and all the rest of the Muslims out there that we only live for the hereafter. This life is just a test. So in that way, I want to show everyone that I'm a Muslim, and I'm proud of showing that through my veil to the rest of the world.
And the new generation aren't just proving their religious identity in the way they dress. In their heartland, Muslim Asian youths are helping to make sure that contact with whites of the opposite sex is strictly limited. Another student at Blackburn College, Jaffa Hussain, recently crossed the line. All he did was to walk through Wally Range with a fellow student, who was a white girl.
Whilst we were walking along, you know, we'd get
looks every so often from, you know, people from within the community, you know, looks of probably disdain, looks of shame, and that made me feel nervous and pretty scared as well.
We were having a laugh about it. It was like, we actually joked, oh, we're going to get battered here. And then when we noticed like more and more people were doing it, we were a bit like that. Like, took a step back then, we were like, actually, Jeff, I think we should hurry up. And it was, I don't know, it was just a little bit scary, a little bit intimidating.
I was pretty scared, you know, and I just wanted to get through the area as fast as I could.
You felt afraid that you would be abused and she'd be abused?
No, I wouldn't be abused. I was scared that she might be abused by you, and it wouldn't be by any of the older generation. It'd be people from the younger generation who really didn't have any sense of what was happening.
It felt like a foreigner going to like a really close-knit community, and you didn't feel like you belonged there. I don't know. It was really strange.
Apparently they'd broken the rules. And as for marriage between Muslim Asians and whites, extremely rare. Around a dozen a year in Blackburn, we were told. Our white minicab driver was amazed we even asked.
What chances do you think there'd be of any of your children of marriageable age ending up marrying a Muslim Asian?
Absolutely none. At all. And that would be hostility from the Asian girl's family.
I mean, you've got a son who's 19 now.
Yes.
And the mere thought of, if he went out with a Muslim Asian girl?
I would fear for his safety.
You really would?
I don't know that I want that said.
The Muslim Asian community is expanding fast. They now make up 2% of the UK population, but 24% of the population here. And in Blackburn, they're no longer confined to what have become accepted as their parts of town. Mohammed Nawaz's friend, Gulistan Khan, who goes to the same mosque as he does, made the move from the heartland up the hill, deliberately choosing a predominantly white area, so his children could integrate.
I have been brought up in a mixed culture. This is my home, and this is the home of my children. In order for the children to learn and understand different cultures, you have to have them in a mixed environment, not only in school, but even at home and socially. Now, I wanted to do that for my children, so we moved here.
He's bringing up his children in the Muslim faith. No sooner are they back from school before they're off again for religious instruction.
That's supposed to come out the front and that's supposed to come
is
out.
there? I do know how it goes, you know, Shiradi.
But he wants them to mix with non-Muslims too. And as soon as he moved into his house, Gulistan Khan made sure he met the locals.
Come on. We went to our neighbours and we took a box of chocolate or a bar of chocolate or something as a way of not going there empty-handed, which isn't a tradition for us, to introduce myself that, look, I've just moved into the area and this is what my name is and this is my wife.
And what was the response after all your generous gifts?
It's been very disappointing from my point of view that here I was trying to mix in with the host community here, and out of a dozen or so, there's only one elderly lady that has kept in touch,